Good day everyone. So today we're going to show you how to use the iNaturalist Android version of the app. So the first thing you need to do is to download the app from the Play Store. So if you click on Play Store and you search for iNaturalist, you will get to the app. The app is free for download. So I've already installed the app, and so on your side, if you haven't installed the app yet, there will be install button, so you can go ahead and download the app. My suggestion would be that you create a profile on the desktop app first before you download the app, so that you can have the same profile name on the desktop and on the app itself. So once you've created your profile, you can install the app and then open the app on your cell phone device. Okay, so once the app has been downloaded, you will see the icon will appear on your screen. You might have to scroll through a few of your screens to see the app. So once it's been installed, you can start the iNaturalist app. Okay, so I've been using the app for a while, so you can see that all my observations have already been uploaded into the app. So we're just going to go through some important settings before you get started. So you open the menu button, which are those three lines, and you can go to settings. So I would strongly suggest that you switch off the automatic upload option. So you can switch that off. I think by default it will be switched on, and this just allows you to upload your observations offline and then connect to a Wi-Fi, or to, when you have data, to then connect to the internet and then upload and synchronize your observations with the desktop app. So I would switch off automatic upload, and then the suggest species, you can decide whether you want it on or off. I find that when I'm in the field and uploading observations directly in the field, it does take a bit of time and data to get the suggest species. So if you are in an area that doesn't have very good internet connectivity, I would suggest that you'd switch off the suggest species. And then I've selected to show scientific names first, and then you can also select whether you want to see the common names or not. And then just remember, when you create your profile, that you need to set the common names place on your profile to Southern Africa or to South Africa, so that you get the right list of common names for species. Okay, so once you've done that settings, if you go back to the home page of the app, so we're just going to go through some of the functions of the app before we go on to uploading observations. So the first option in the menu is the explore menu. So this is an incredibly useful tool to be using also when you're in the field. So I use this all the time. So we're just going to go through a quick example. So if you click on that, if you, example, want to see all the plants, so you want to see all plants, you can either choose your location and it will put a radius around where you are in the landscape, and then load all the pictures there, or you can go to Western Cape, or you can use this option to narrow down your search. So if you just say South Africa, it will load lots of observations. If you use my location, then the number of observations are less, and then it will work faster. So I'm just going to say I want all the plants in my location, and I'm going to search. So then it will upload all the pictures, and so you can either look at the grid view. So this is incredibly useful, I find, when I'm in the field and I see something in the field. I can go through the pictures and see who else has observed that particular species, and might have access to some names. Okay, apologies for that. And so you can look at the grid view, or you can look at the map view itself. And so also a very nifty trick that you can use is that you can zoom into a particular area that you want to see, and you can switch on the satellite image as well. So if you press the lower button, you can switch on the satellite imagery, and then you will be able to see all the observations. And what you can also do is you can zoom into a particular area, and you can click the search map area button, and that will narrow down the search to what is on the screen. So it will do a screenshot, and it will narrow down the observations to that particular area. So then you can go back to the grid view and you can see what species has been observed in that particular area. So this is a very useful option. If you are in the field, you can see what other people have seen in the field, and it will help you with identifications of plants that you are seeing. Then you can also search for particular families. So for example, if I want to search for or a particular species, so you can search for Protea odorata. And then in the map area you can say Western Cape. Sorry, Protea odorata. Okay, the Swartland sugar bush, and you can search for that. So then you can see this is for one specific species. If you want to see the pictures, you can also toggle to the map, and you can see where the species has been recorded. And then it's also useful if you want to go to particular areas to see a specific plant. You can also use this to navigate, and the blue little dot there is where you are at the moment, and you can navigate to certain species. Okay, then and then the other menu options that are very, so if you click down on the menu, you can look at projects. So you can see all the projects that you have joined and that you are participating in, a list of projects. You can also look at projects that are active close to the area that you're working in. So you can see different projects that are being run in a particular area close by to you. And then you can also look at featured projects. Then if you look at guides, so the guides option, you can create the guide on the desktop app, and then import that into your app. The guides does take a lot of space on iNaturalist itself, so they don't encourage people to make lots of guides. So if you're desperate to make a guide, you can, and then kind of have it available on your Android device. But you can also create a guide on iNaturalist and export it as a PDF, and then save it on your phone as a PDF file. That is more recommended than actually creating a guide in the iNat app, because it does take up a lot of space. But this is an advanced feature, so if you want to know more about creating guides, you can contact Tony Rabello or myself. And then you can look at your activity. So this is the same as your content on the desktop app, so you can see who's made IDs on your observation, and if there's anybody that commented on your observations, you can see that information in this section here. Then you can also look at the observers that you're following on iNaturalist, and you can see who's been posting information that you follow, and any comments and identifications on their species. And then you can look at any news feeds from the iNaturalist website. Then if we go to messages, this is your messages that you've been emailed directly on iNaturalist, so you can view your messages and reply from the app. You can also create missions, and you can edit your profile from here, so you can change your picture, add information about what you do and what your area of interest is. Okay, so now we're going to go into creating a new observation. So if you click on the Add Observation button, which is the green plus button, so you can either open your app, your cell phone's camera directly and take a photo, or you can choose an image from the gallery on your device. So we're going to choose an image as the first start, and then we will show you how to do a direct photo a little bit later. Okay, so you click on choose image, and you can scroll to your gallery, and you can add a specific observation. So I'm going to add the species here. So if you want to select multiple pictures, you have to hold your finger on the first observation until the blue tick appears, and then you can just select additional pictures from there. So once you've selected your pictures, you click on the open button, and that will import the pictures into your observation. So then you click on the what did you see field, and you can either, so if you have the suggest species ticked on, iNaturalist will start loading suggestions for your species. So I know that this is Geyserrhiza inflexa. And I'm going to select that. Select. And you see that it has loaded up the locality information. So what we also recommend is that you click on that, and you can either check that you are in the correct place, so you can zoom out to see if you are in the if the point is in the correct place, and that is exactly where you are. What you need to notice about this is that as you zoom out, the accuracy becomes lower, and as you zoom in, it becomes more accurate. So once you've checked that your locality is correct, then you can zoom back in again to make sure that your accuracy is high. So zoom in as much as possible, so at 4 meters, and you basically need to have the crosshairs on the actual point where you saw that, and then you can click on the little menu and edit the locality notes, because by default iNaturalist will put in the closest Google address. So you can add a farm name, or a more accurate locality of where you were. So I'm just going to add the farm name. Okay. And once you've done that, you can click on the OK button, and so then that has changed the locality information. You can also add some additional notes if you want to. You can also select whether you want the location to be open, obscured, or private. If it's a species that is a sensitive species, you can click on obscured if you don't want anybody to see the exact locality of the plant. And then you can also select whether it's a captive or cultivated plant, and you can also add your observation to particular projects if you'd like. So once you've added all the information you want, you can click on the OK button, and then you will see that it will go back to the home page, and it will say waiting to upload. And if you have your auto sync switched off, this green bar will appear. And once you have got to a place where you have Wi-Fi or you have sufficient data to upload the observation, you can click on the upload button, and it will synchronize with the desktop app. And it will also add, if you've added any observations on the desktop app, it will also bring it into the Android app on your phone. Okay, so that in a nutshell is how to add an observation from your gallery on your Android device. And so next we are going to show you how to use the iNaturalist app in the field by taking a photo directly with your phone camera. Okay, so we're just going to wait till this uploads. And okay, so now that observation has been uploaded onto the website and is available for everyone to see. Okay, thank you.